Okay, if you look at this problem right here, it says the figures below have a repeating pattern, which shows 180-degree rotation of the 19th figure. Okay, one of the things I see immediately is that this is going to be a two-step process, because the first thing we have to do is find the 19th figure. Then you've got to rotate it around 180 degrees. Okay? So as I go through and do this, I'm kind of looking, let's see, figure 1, the square's down here. Figure 2, the square's here. Figure 3, the square's up here. Then here. Okay, so what's the best way to go through and try and figure out what they are? Why would you go to the 2? Well, so does 1 and 3 change completely diagonally as well. Okay, so you're saying to go from 2 right here, add 4, I go up here to 6, it'll look the same. 4 more, so it'll go to figure 10, right? And it'll look just like these. And then you have figure 14 would look like those. And figure 18 would look just like this. So that means that figure 19 would look like this, correct? Okay, but all right, so that is figure 19. But if you chose the answer to be A, that's wrong. Because it says a 180-degree rotation of the 19th figure. So that means here is the 19th figure. Okay, this is the 19th figure. So if I have a 180-degree rotation, that means that this is going to turn all the way right here. So I'm going to go, and if I rotate it, the circle will be here, the colored in circle here, open square, colored in square. Your answer should be B, because it is a two-part question. First, you need to find the 19th figure, then you need to rotate it 180 degrees. These are the type of questions that are going to happen because there's going to be a two-part process to it. The next one, if you're watching the video, I'd pause the video and come back and see if you can find the right answer. Right here for my class, first off, there's a couple different ways you can do this. One of the ways I would tell you is to go through, the easiest thing is to go through and go to your calculator. Go to y equals and put in there at first 5x. Press second graph and try and match the table. Now, one of the challenges is that this table is horizontal. I need to change it to vertical. So I turn it like this, and I've got x, then y. So the position number, the position in sequence, and then the term number. The position and the term number. So what you could do is try and match it up like that by putting each one of these in the calculator and pressing second graph to match up and see which table works. To work it out by hand, I would do delta y, the change in y right here, plus 3, delta x, plus 1, delta y over delta x is 3 over 1, which is 3. There's only one of these that has a slope of 3. Your answer would be C. Because we should know if we finished out making our table, we have 1 and 5. You found the slope to be 3. You take 3 times the x number, which is 1. 3 times 1 is 3. What do you have to add or subtract to 3 to get to 5? Plus 2. But like I said, the easiest way is to do what I have in the blue right here and put it in the calculator. Same thing. Here's number 3. First thing I would do is go to y equals, press second graph, and match the table. Okay? If I did this out by hand, I would do delta y, the change in y, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4, plus 4. Then you have delta x plus 1, plus 1, all the way down. Delta y divided by delta x. 4 over 1 is 4. This is my slope. Remember, which I also can use as the letter m. We have y equals mx plus b. So you have y equals 4x, and I don't know the rest here, but if I look through here, the only one that has 4x is b. It doesn't come out in the calculator? Ah, so the problem is not, okay, so when you go through here, that's funny, when somebody wrote this test question, they didn't even look and see to test it. They just figured you would go through and find the slope. Yeah, because if I had 2 and 3, and I put in there 4 times 2, that gave me 8. I would have to subtract 5. So this would not even be the right answer. The equation would be y equals 4x minus 5. Should have been the right answer, and they didn't have that on this paper. Number 4. Now this is the same type of thing, talk about the table building, but they put them into sequences. So as you're looking here, here is what I would do is I would go into y equals and put 3x plus 5. And I would press second graph. And look at the tables. Now, the way, like part A, the way you would do this, you would actually just be looking at the y values. Because this would be 1, 2. So the first number in A is 8. The second is 11. The third number is 14. B, X, and Y. The first number is 3. The second number is 8. The third number is 13. See what I'm doing? Right here, first number is 8. Second number is 13. Third number is 18. And D, when you're looking at this in a sequence, same thing here. First number is 8. Second number is 16. So if I go, and let me go ahead and pull up the calculator real quick. Okay. Let me pull up the calculator. Hopefully it'll show up here pretty soon. There we go, slowly but surely. So what I'm asking you to do is to go into y equals and put in there 3x plus 5. Go to second graph. The first number in the sequence, number 1, is 8. I can eliminate B automatically because it says 1 and 3. The second number is 11. Okay, well, automatically I can already look. The only one that has that is A. So your answer should be A. Okay? That's your answer for that's your answers for these 4 that I have on here. Now, let's go over and look at, for my class, I want you to flip over or write on just a blank part of the paper, maybe down at the bottom. Let's review our exponents for a second. I want you to take, you have just about 30 seconds. I want you to go through and answer this question right here. Nope. Rules of exponents. First thing you are going to do, these coefficients right here, you treat them like normal. 8 divided by 2 is 4. When you're dividing, what do you do with the exponents? You subtract. So it's, you take the top number minus the bottom number. 8 minus 3 is 5. So it's 4x to the 5th. That should be your answer. Okay, let's do the next one. The first thing I would tell you on this problem is to make sure and draw a picture. Anytime you can draw a picture, I would do that. First off, it says write an equation to represent the area of a square. Well, here's a square. What do we know about squares? All the sides are the same, and the side measures 5, x to the 4th, y to the 3rd. So that means that so does this side. I know that area of a square is length times width. Does that help you now? Are you able to figure out what you're supposed to do? To write the expression, you would take the length and multiply it by the width. So here's the expression. Now solve it. We're going to simplify it. What do you do now? Multiply the coefficients. 5 times 5 is 25. And what do you need to do when you're multiplying? What do you do with the exponents? You add them. So right here I have 4 plus 4, which is x to the 8th, y to the 3 times 3 is 6. Next one, right here. Pause that video and try and simplify this problem. Okay, on this one, the first thing you're going to do is look to the parentheses for these exponents. You're going to do this part right here that I just highlighted. So I'm going to rewrite this first one, 4x squared. Leave that in parentheses. This is a power raised to a power. This actually means x to the 5th 3 times. Okay? Now, you can write it this way and add the exponents, or just know that a power to a power is multiplying. 5 times 3 is 15. So now I have x to the 15th. Now when you put these together, there is a 1 in front of this. So you have 4 times 1, which is 4. Add the exponents, you should have x to the 17th. The next one. There's the next. I know there's kind of a line right here. Just ignore that line. I want you to write the expression in simplified form, please. It shouldn't take you that long. Look at this. Here we go. On this one, the first thing I see, one way I could write this, which is not the complete simplified form, but 1, 2, 3, 4. That's x to the 4th, y to the 2nd power. All over 3, and then x squared, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y to the 5th. This is not completely simplified. You would still have to subtract your exponents because we're dividing. So like here, an x takes away an x takes away an x. Well, those x's stay up there. So the y's, this one eliminates this one. And so what we're left with is up top, I have x to the 2nd power. Well, that makes sense because right here on my x's, you get 4 minus 2, which is 2. The 3 stays in the bottom. There's a 3. Now, 1, 2, 3. Y to the 3rd power is what's here. If I wanted to write this, another way I could write this, it could be, what coefficient number is up here if there's not one written? A 1. This is actually could be written 1/3. You look here, and I've got 4 minus 2, which is x squared. And then what is 2 minus 5? It should be y to the negative 3. This could be written this way as well. We don't know which way they'll write them, and either way is correct. Next one. Answer this question. Now, while you're looking at this problem, you should see that all we're doing is multiplying these two terms. So you'll take these numbers here, 3 times 4, and get 12. Since we're multiplying, we add the exponents and we get x to the 7th. That should be your answer. Next one. There we go. Let's answer this question. You have about 20 seconds. Now on this one, this is power raised to a power. If you wanted to, you could go through here and write this out 6 times, right? Writing m squared n to the 4th p to the 3rd times m squared n to the 4th p to the 3rd. You would write this out 6 times because that's what this exponent means right there. And then add the exponents. I'm going to use the rules of exponents and know that I have one base right here, m, and I take 2 times 6, which is m to the 12th. The next letter is n, and I take 4 times 6, which is 24. And then I have p. 3 times 6 is 18. That should be your answer.